here we are. It's December. We have 3 more Wednesdays. I mean, today and 2 more Wednesdays in 2025. And then in 2026, we're going to start on January 7th. And we're going to do something different. So I'm going to finish up the year with this book. And then on the new year, my plan for the day, it could change, is to work with the elements. So for January, have one practice for earth and do the same practice like in January, and then change it for February and do water. So my plan is to do something different. But for now, we're going to stay with Jesus Calling 3 more times, and then we'll switch things up. Remember, we don't have to agree with what the book says. We don't have to believe in what the book says. We can still listen to understand or to learn something, but we do not have to agree. I am the Prince of Peace. As I said to my disciples, I say also to you, peace be with you. Since I am your constant companion, my peace is steadfastly with you. When you keep your focus on me, you experience both my presence and my peace. Worship me as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and Prince of Peace. You need my peace each moment to accomplish my purpose in your life. Sometimes you are tempted to take shortcuts in order to reach your goal as quickly as possible. But if the shortcut requires turning your back on my peaceful presence, you must choose the longer route. Walk with me along paths of peace. Enjoy the journey in my presence. Okay, so from this text, we're going to take 2 concepts to explore. He talks about peace, he talks about purpose, and then shortcuts and the long route. So maybe we explore peace on one side and shortcuts on the other. You can pick something else if you want to, but that could be two concepts to explore. Okay, so find your seat. Sit up tall. Start lifting the toes, lifting the heels. Using our senses to bring the mind to this physical body. The mind can like drift away kind of anywhere. So bring it into the physical body. Using your eyesight to look at the feet. Using the sense of touch to feel the connection between the soles of the feet and the mat. And then if you want to bring your awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And by bringing our awareness to the present moment, it's often easier to experience the sense of peace. And then come to stillness. And bring your awareness to your 2 sitting bones, the 2 strong bones in your body. And today they are representing the 2 concepts. One is peace and the other one is shortcuts. So peace and shortcuts. So there's one part of you that can go to the place of peace or can find the peace within. And there's another part of you that likes to take shortcuts. Yeah. So peace, shortcut. And just by acknowledging, or at least play with the idea that there's a part of me who wants to take shortcuts, and there's another part of me that can connect to peace. That can be helpful. You might not take shortcuts, so maybe that doesn't apply to you, but then you can pick something else. Okay, peace, peace, shortcuts, peace, shortcuts. And then come back to stillness. Maybe use your fingers to gently tap at the top of your head. Imagine how you open up that core, and inside, deep inside of you and everyone else, the idea in yoga is that at the very core, we are all at peace. We all have a sense of joy, contentment, and peace. So at the very core of you, deep inside of you and everyone else, we do have a sense of joy, contentment, and peace. The question is, can we connect to that part of us? So if you want to close your eyes and imagine how you're breathing up and down at the deep core, deep inside of you, or the Sushumna, connecting to the part of you that feels joy, contentment, peace. Okay, and then release. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. This time, clasp your hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Breathe. Into the nose and out to the mouth. And then turn, open up the arms, blinking, bubbling stars. Inhale back up. Exhale down. And then shake it out. Lift and release a few times. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And this time, clasp the hands the way that feels funny. Inhale. Exhale and turn. Open up the arms. Blinking, bubbling stars. Inhale up. Exhale down and shake it out. Shake it out. Lift and release a few times. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And maybe reach over there and over there. Maybe widen the feet a little bit. And then reach far away. Behind you, at the side, up and forward. So what is it that we are reaching for? What are we reaching for? So maybe we are reaching for something that we already have. So maybe we are reaching for something that we already have. So bring yourself back into balance, finding neutral. Place your hands on your. Let's play one hand on your chest and the other one on your lower belly. So maybe what we are reaching for, is already inside of us. What you are longing for or reaching for, maybe you already have it deep inside of you. Okay, release the hands to your knees and then starting the cat-cow motion. If you want to, you can bring your awareness to your sitting bones and notice how you kind of are rolling on top of the sitting bones. You can place your hands on your pelvis, tilt the pelvis forward, and then round your back, tilt the pelvis forward, round your back. So you're kind of rolling on top of the sitting bones. And then notice, what kind of breathing are you using? What is helpful to you? When do you inhale and when do you exhale? If it's helpful, continue to do what you're doing. If it feels weird or maybe try something else. If you don't know, just try something else and compare it. Okay, back to neutral. Place the arms in cactus and then gently twist from side to side. Notice how your feet are working here. So as you were twisting, you're pushing into the ground with one foot to keep yourself grounded and balanced. And then let's go swimming. First, let's swim forward and then swim backwards. Okay, release. Lift and release a few times. Roll the shoulders one way and then the other. Okay, arms in cactus. And now let the knee and the elbow get together for a quick meeting. And maybe play with the idea that the peace part of you and the shortcut in you, they get together for a quick coffee. So peace and shortcut, peace and shortcut. What do they talk about? Maybe one person is filled with peace and the other one is filled with shortcut. When those two people meet, what happens? What happens? And then cross the midline. And then stay there in connection. So maybe these two parts of you come to the coffee shop and they just like look at each other. They don't know what to do. So can we stay there can we stay in connection? Can we stay in conversation even though we don't really know how to figure this out? Try the other side. Okay. And then try all four. All four. Breathe. You can stay here. You can add some movement. Maybe bike one way and then bike the other way. And then back to neutral. Okay, let's take a wide and stable stance so we can explore without falling. So finding the sitting bones again. So one part is filled with peace, another part is prone to shortcuts. So peace, shortcuts, peace, shortcuts. And of course, there are other parts of us. So exploring all parts of us. Observing without judgment, and then eventually making a choice. Is this helpful to me or not? Is this something I want to continue doing, or do I want to change my behavior? So we observe without judgment, and then we take skillful action, hopefully. We take action at least, sometimes skillful. Okay, come back to neutral. And then let's use images. So let's start with peace. So take your paintbrush, dip your paintbrush in paint, the color that peace has to you, and then draw the image of peace. Draw the image of peace. Is it a small picture? Is it a big picture? What does it look like? Maybe there are dots. And then release that image. Rest, recover, get ready, and then find the image for shortcut. Find the image for shortcut. So use your fingers, put your fingers in paint, and then draw the image of a shortcut. And then release that image. Rest, recover, get ready, and then jump the feet together. And then we're going to write the story. So spread your toes, dip your toes in ink, and write the story of peace. Write the story of peace. So what's the story? In the text, he talked about the Prince of Peace. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Breathe. The gut, the pit of the belly goes in and up to support and help the spine to grow. Okay, and then release the hands down, let the head be heavy. Use your elbows to push the knees out a little wider. Stay here. Big inhale, big exhale. Let that head be super heavy. Okay, engage the core, inhale, come up, and then place the right foot on the left knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. And then gently guide that right knee out. Seated pigeon. Find a place, go to a place where you feel resistance, and then simply feel or explore or experience that sensation. Okay, come back up. Bring the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then move to your version of eagle posture. Place your hands on your forehead to start with. And then move the hands away and up, away and up. Okay, this bird is filled with peace. How do you get there? And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, let's explore the other side. So spread your toes, dip the toes in ink, and then write the story of shortcuts. Write the story of shortcuts. So what does shortcut mean to you? Is it something you do, or maybe you don't? What does a shortcut mean? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Pit of the belly goes in and up to help support the spine, lengthen the spine. Imagine that someone is pulling your hair up and forward, up and forward. Okay, let's place the left hand on the floor, right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, push into your hands and look up towards the sky. Okay, top arm comes up. And then the top arm comes down. Find the opposite ankle. Left hand walks forward. Look under your armpit. Engage the core. Elbows to knees, fingertips together. Rest. Recover. Get ready. Place the right hand on the floor, left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, push into your hands, look up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lift the top hand and reach up towards the sky. Okay, top arm comes down, spread across the, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, walk the hand forward and look underneath your armpit. Breathe. Okay, engage the core. Inhale, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Rest. Recover. Get ready. And then come up. Place the left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out. Seated pigeon. And then find or go to a place where you feel resistance in your physical body and simply feel that resistance. Sense it, feel it. Okay, and then slide the knees together, whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under, give yourself a hug. And then find your way to your version of eagle posture. This eagle takes shortcuts. So this eagle takes shortcuts. What does that look like? What does it mean? What is the effect? Okay, and then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, let's work with some strength. So bring the heels a little closer. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the floor and come up to standing. Okay, let's do 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Maybe shake it out. Recover. Get ready. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. Another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Recover. Get ready. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. Okay, so breath of joy. So 3 inhale and 1 exhale. So starting with the arms out wide, here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. And then let the arms go. Let the arms go. Letting the arms go. And you can dance around if you want to, or you can stay a little smaller if that's what you need today. You decide. Okay, and then letting the knee and the elbow get together. Notice how you're engaging the core when you do this. So the pit of the belly goes in and up to support the spine as you're lifting your knees. And then cross the midline. And then finding the position of power, finding your position of power. Place your hands on your solar plexus. And maybe in there, you can find a part of you that is already at peace. So inhale into the part of you that's already at peace. Exhale and allow that to expand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Expand. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and stay open. Spreading filling yourself first with peace and then share it with the world. Okay, hands on your hips. And then working with the outer hips. And then lean and lift, lean and lift. Stay here, pit of the belly goes in and up. This is a balancing posture. It's stressful for the body. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then try the other side. Feel how the muscles are working. And then eventually taking skillful action. Skillful action. Okay, let's do 3 sound salutations. So 3 sound salutations. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale hands down. That was 1. Let's try 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale hands down. That was 2. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. And then in between your hands, imagine how you're holding a little seed of peace. Maybe it's a little flame of peace. So there's one little part of you where you can feel the peace. So guard that little part of you. So place your hands around it to protect it from the wind and the rain. And allow that flame of peace in you to grow stronger and brighter. And eventually it's so strong that you can open up your fingers and eventually remove them. And it's gonna stay bright and strong even in wind and rain. Okay, hands on your hips. Without bending the knee, walk forward. Okay, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So starting in Tadasana posture, mountain posture. Inhale to chair posture, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off. Stop, stay here for a few moments. So stay here. The pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. Breathe. I'm gonna wait a little longer. We're not gonna take any shortcuts today. Stay a little longer. And then when the time is right, we're gonna step back, build the foundation. Okay, stay. And then bring the upper body up, stay. Make any adjustments that you need to make. And then when the time is right, bring the arms up. Hands in your back pockets. Transfer the weight forward. Breathe. We're going to stay here a little longer than we want to. So there's a part of you who just wants to give up and take the shortcut. Stay a little longer. A little longer. One more breath. Okay, bend the top knee. Bring it forward. And give yourself a hug. Stay. And you might have the foot on the chair. You do the adjustments that you need. Hand on the outside. And then straighten the knee a little bit. And then start twisting. Stay a little longer than you want to. And then eventually coming back to Tadasana. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Stay here. So stay here. Bring your awareness to your breathing. One more breath. And then step back. Then step back. Okay, build your foundation. And when it's good enough, bring your upper body up. Stay. Make any adjustments that you need to do. We're trying not to do any shortcut. We're not trying to stay too long either. We can't get stuck. It's like finding the golden medium between taking shortcuts and being stuck. Oh, okay. And then eventually bringing the arms up. Okay, hands in your back pockets. Transfer the weight forward. Moving into warrior one, warrior three. Stay here. We're going to stay a little longer than usually. So there's a part of you, or at least a part of me, who wants to take a shortcut, and I'm resisting that temptation. Stay a little longer. One more breath. Okay, bend the top knee, bring it forward. Give yourself a hug. Stay there. Hand on the outside. Stay. Maybe straighten. Maybe twist. And then eventually coming back to Tadasana. Okay, step back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, stepping back to warrior two. One arm in the past, the other one is in the future. So flip the front hand, reverse, go forward. So the ego in us moves between the future and the past. Future, so we learn from the past to predict the future. We learn from the past to predict the future. And then stop here in the present moment. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee. So somewhere in between past and future is the present. And from the present moment, we can move into peace. A blinking, bubbling star that simply experiences. Okay, bend that front knee. Place the hands on the chair, stay. Stay. And then move into half moon posture. stay a little longer than you want to. Okay, bend the top knee, bring it forward. Place that on the left knee for standing pigeon. Bring awareness to your breathing. One more breath. And then eventually back to Tadasana. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Step back, open up the arms. One in the past, the other one in the future. Flip the front hand and then move from past to future. Learn from the past to predict the future. Learn from the past to predict the future. So this is exhausting. It's somewhat necessary here on Earth. And then eventually finding the present moment in between the past and the future. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, slide down to Trikonasana, finding peace. So in the present moment, from the present moment, we can move into a place of peace. And bend the front knee, palm up, place the left foot on the right knee, standing pigeon. And then eventually back to Tadasana. Okay, so let's try tree posture. So starting in Tadasana, transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off, stay there. Stay. Pit of the belly goes in and up, so we have internal support. Now pick a drishti. So pick a point about the same side, or pick a point where you're looking at. That's your drishti. Could be purpose, or a goal or a target where you're heading. Pick something that's not moving. And with that drishti, now when you have that, now you can start to bring the foot up to tree posture. Your version of tree posture. And then eventually find your way back. Pugiloo is so much nicer to have 2 feet on the ground. Okay, but we are asked to grow. So let's try again. Okay, transfer the weight to the right. Left foot comes up, stay. Pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. Pick a drishti. So something where you can focus, maybe a place where you're heading towards, something that gives you direction. When you have that, now bring your foot up to your version of tree. Okay, and then release back to Tadasana. Okay, place your hands on the chair, step back to plank posture. Use your feet to move back and forth a few times. Okay, and then back into down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale to knee. Inhale up. Exhale to the other knee. Inhale up. Exhale, and this time place the foot at the side of the chair. Release the knee down, finding lizard. Finding lizard. And then make your adjustments. Make your adjustments. Maybe move that foot forward, release the knee forwards. You can, so you feel an opening in the left hip flexor, the front of the left hip. Okay, tuck the back toe, engage the core, straighten the back leg, and then step back to down dog. Inhale, left leg up, exhale to knee. Inhale up, exhale to the other knee. Inhale up, exhale, place the foot at the side of the chair, release the knee down and find lizard. Lizard. Make an adjustment. All right, tuck the back toe, engage the core, straighten the back knee, and then step back to down dog. Okay, release the knees down. Take your thumb, take some paint, draw a big circle. Maybe put a dot on the heel. Take your other thumb, big circle. Okay, both thumbs, two big circles. Place your hands in your back pockets. Let your elbows move together and shoulder blades move together. Okay, untuck and come down to your version of child's posture. Okay, inhale, come up, clasp the fingers, build your support, tuck the toes, engage the core, lean and lift, finding dolphin. And then bend your knees and come back up to standing. Okay, so I'm going to read the text again to see what we hear this time. I am the Prince of Peace. As I said to my disciples, I say also to you, peace be with you. Since I am your constant companion, my peace is steadfastly with you. When you keep your focus on me, you experience both my presence and my peace. Worship me as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and Prince of Peace. You need my peace each moment to accomplish my purpose in your life. Sometimes you are tempted to take shortcuts in order to reach your goal as quickly gently as possible. But if the shortcut requires turning your back on my peaceful presence, you must choose the longer route. Walk with me along paths of peace. Enjoy the journey in my presence. Okay, so find your seat, sit up tall. We have about 6-7 minutes. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale, and then I'm going to be quiet for about 6-7 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own little flame of peace in between your hands and protect it. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste.